Hello and welcome to another episode of Inside My Showroom. We're just doing a review of 1/5 Sideshow Skeletor. My name is Omar and joining me is my buddy Chris.
What's up, guys? So yeah, like Omar said, we're doing the unboxing. Well, not really an unboxing, more of a review. I just pretty much got him out the box and assembled him. Um, wow. So right off the rip, the comments I had about the base it has really good weight to it. And one thing that you notice right away is a paint job. It's ridiculous. Like, I want to say it's close to perfect, just like the He-Man I got. And right now I'm just gonna put on the sword.
That's the finishing touch, man.
Oh man. All right, let me just get situated for you guys here. And kind of just get the laptop ready for you guys here. But overall, really, I'm truly impressed with this statue, man. I have not been let down at all. It actually exceeded all my expectations. So I'm really happy. Can you see that okay?
That's good, man. That's good.
Okay, guys. So yeah, man, I'm really pleased with what I got. I know me and Omar, we might have some different views because his unboxing experience was a little bit different than mine. So I don't know if you want to go explain that, bro.
Okay, well, basically, right off the bat, it wasn't easy to assemble, both for myself and Chris. I have my own, he has his own. And getting Skeletor, the peg on Skeletor into the base was a little bit of a chore. And that's something that's frustrating me with the sideshow statues. It's like the whole peg system, and unless you don't get it perfectly on the angle, it could cause some frustration. You gotta be very patient with it. Whereas like other statues that I've, been getting familiar with XM, for example, it's just pretty much a matter of, a magnetic snap, easy, put together. Even Pop Culture Shock, for the most part, it's just a matter of like getting a foot into the base sort of thing, and it sits nice and deep. But I really don't like the peg system with Sideshow, so right off the bat, it wasn't an enjoyable experience right away. Another thing was for me is that the hand that he has in front of him, not the one that's holding the staff, but the hand that's kind of, raised upright, it felt rather flimsy to me. I wasn't happy with how light it felt. It felt very mediocre quality. And lastly, as I'm kind of knocking the statue, might as well just get it out and state that I did not like the pink orb that's on Skeletor's ram staff. First of all, his staff doesn't even have an orb, so I don't see the need to put in a color that has nothing to do with the rest of the statue. To me, it kind of looks like a jawbreaker that my son eats, and then like the second it's ready to change color, he spits it out and boom, there's pink. And Sideshow decided to pick that up and put it on the ram staff, and then not only that, but actually put pink into the ram eyes as well. Like, I like Pop Culture Shock's life-size Skeletor bust, where the amulet is basically like almost a reddish purplish. I think that would have been a fantastic color if that's what they wanted to do with an orb, but I just don't see where the pink is coming in. It's almost like, like a friendly color pink, not like sinister, evil Skeletor. So those things kind of threw me off. Don't get me wrong, the statue looks badass. It is greatly detailed. It looks like something that you just see in medieval times. It doesn't even need to be like a He-Man statue. Like if I died and I went to the underworld or something and I saw this waiting for me, I would be like praying to all God, please send me back so I can do some good. I don't want to be down here with this guy. But yeah, he's pretty awesome. Just some things didn't sit right with me.
So when I was saying that me and Omar had different experiences during the unboxing, um, I don't know if it's just because I'm a bigger fan of the character or I don't know what it is, but I'm blown away. I love every part of it. I could definitely see what he's saying with the orb. It does look cheap, you know, to have such quality throughout the statue from the base to the body to all the detailing in the armors to then just put that piece of crap there, kind of, you know, it kind of takes away from the statue, but you know, I could really look over it just because everything else looks so well done. And I've chosen here to display him without the cape. That's just because the Skeletor I know, uh, he doesn't wear a cape, so I'm gonna display him without the cape the way I see fit. And I could see what you're saying about the hand too. It's this hand that's loose, right?
Well, it's not even a matter of it really being loose. It's a matter of it just being flimsy. I don't know if like that's what you mean by loose, but
Yeah,
it feels like a
it is
flimsy
not
piece.
tight at all. The pull on the magnet, it feels like if you bump into it, it could go flying off at any minute. I do see what you're saying about that, and even with this hand, the magnet is not as strong as I'd like it to be. It definitely could be a lot stronger. Like the two face sculpts,
Yeah.
you put it next to the neck, it goes click. You know,
Yes.
it
Exactly.
snaps in. You know that doesn't happen with the hands, and it's kind of scary with this because you know you have this big heavy piece. The top is metal, so it kind of worries me. But at the same time, I feel like you know it'll get its job done as long as you're not you know bumping into your shelves or into the
If I
actual set.
was to give like the statue a review based on how it looks compared to like overall how it was assembling it, it would be basically two different reviews,
Absolutely,
right? So like looking at it, it's something that a lot of people are just going to be giving countless compliments on. And unless I don't call it to their attention that I'm not happy with the pink orb, there's just so much to take in that basically, when you're looking at it this way, you're basically complaining about 1% of the statue if you're going to knock the pink orb
yeah.
visually. But when you look at it like, you know, kind of like as you're assembling it, sort of thing, it's kind of like, what the heck is this pink orb? Why are the eyes in the ram staff pink? You know, they could have went with a purple. They could have just kept the statue kind of dark. And I don't know. The pink is really throwing it off for me.
I hear you, man. Um, I guess to each his own. You know, there's certain things and statues that I don't like that you like, certain things that you don't like that I like. You know, I guess it just comes down to personal preference. I do see your points, though, man. The orb, it does look cheap, man. It looks kind of out of place, if you ask me. I feel like they could have really done without that purple orb. I mean, but everything else, really, everything looks great, man. Uh, the paint application, I really got to praise Sideshow for that because it's it's like perfect. I'm not over exaggerating. It looks just like the prototype, just like the pictures I saw when I went ahead and pre-ordered this. This is what it looks like in front of my face right now, and that is absolutely amazing. And that's just a huge accomplishment to get a perfect piece in production, you know, for a mass-produced item, 2,000 plus, and it comes out this nice. That's an accomplishment in its own. The detailing, you know, is just ridiculous. I mean, you really have to own this piece to really just see all the details. Like even in his chest plate, there's just these intricate etchings inside of his armor that you know I've never really seen on a statue before, and it just looks really nice. There's even some texture over here on this I don't want to call it a skirt, but I'm gonna call it that because I don't know what it's really called. but on the skirt that he's wearing, there's kind of like this leather texture, and I mean it's really well done, man. And even in the Snake Mountain, you know, there's these cracks going along. I don't know if you guys could really see that. Can you see that, bro, on the camera?
Yeah, yeah, it looks crystal clear, man.
So yeah, you
So
got
we have
the
like an aged Snake Mountain there, which adds like some character to the base.
yeah,
Uh,
absolutely.
so uh, basically, for like a $450 statue plus shipping, I don't know. I think for myself being in Canada, it's safe to say that it was basically 500 US. I don't know what it is for you with like shipping, tax, and then the statue maybe 500 as well.
It was like 450 because I had $50 off for some other thing. Um, but I,
Okay, but somebody who doesn't have that $50 off, it would pretty much be like 500, right?
yep, yep.
Okay, so 500 US. Um, looks wise, how it looks now assembled, it looks like it's worth $500, maybe even more. It looks like definitely a masterpiece. However, when I was assembling it, it just felt like I was kind of putting together some cheap pieces. Like for example, sticking that staff into the ram head, you had to use a little bit of force. It didn't really feel too quality there. It kind of felt like as if I was holding on to like a metal chopstick in a way, from like Chinese food or something like that. The hands were flimsy. The magnets weren't the best. Um, then there was Snake Mountain. I was actually like very impressed with it when I saw it. But then when putting the statue onto the base itself, and I actually kind of read like some comments on the forums as well that was actually stating that Snake Mountain looked almost like a filmation type thing compared to, you know, the actual medieval Skeletor that we have here. So those are just pretty much some of my downsides on the statue. What are you thinking about the base overall now that you're seeing like this medieval, like gothic type Skeletor, underworld Skeletor? Does it go seamless to you with the base?
I think it does, in my personal opinion. The snake itself doesn't look cartoonish to me at all. I mean, if there was gonna be a medieval Snake Mountain, I mean, I just don't see how else it would look other than this. The only thing I will say with the base, though, which they didn't do a bad job, in my opinion, is the lava. I could have done without it, honestly speaking. It looks okay, you know, but it's not the best. I feel like if it was just the snake, you know, coiled up like that and him standing on the rocks, I think it would have been just perfect. And just the fact that these pieces are also really fragile, you know, it's not oh wow. So I don't know if that's actual like I don't know what it is, but it's given some leverage, so it kind of bends a little bit. I didn't know that.
Yeah, it actually concerns me that those pieces are so thin.
Yeah,
Uh, you know, they could have just made it like one flowing piece if they wanted to, opposed to like, you know, a triple piece that is kind of, you know, like almost like hair strands in a way.
yeah. Um,
They could have done something with that lava to make it look like, you know, thicker and that sort of thing. Like even if you look at the cartoon from the 1980s, it really didn't come out in those strands. Lava was lava.
right.
It basically flowed like a river. Um, my son actually asked me to display it with the original head that it came with, the regular head. Um, and then you have the exclusive yellow head there,
Yeah,
right? And that's how you said that you wanted it to be displayed. I like the fact that we have the option of displaying it with either one for those who order the exclusive. You're not just stuck with, you know, a regular white face that almost looks like the live action movie Skeletor.
yeah, absolutely. I don't know, man. I feel like with this piece specifically, like sometimes exclusive statues, you know, sometimes you could do without the exclusive, but in my opinion, this exclusive really matters and it really changes kind of the character of the statue. You get that more classic look, and I think this exclusive really matters, you know. Um, some people, you know, on Facebook and on the forums, you know, they'll use the term X or fail. I kind of feel like you might have failed a little bit if you didn't get the X. But again, it's personal preference. You know, who wouldn't want the option to display two heads? But I'm definitely gonna go with the yellow classic look. I think it looks the best out the two portraits, and it's the one that reminds me the most of classic Skeletor. So that's how I'm gonna display him. That's also the reason I'm displaying him without the cape. But overall, man, I'm really happy, man. I'm really happy actually. I know I was kind of worried, man, because when I was watching you unbox yours, you know, I saw that your experience wasn't too well, and I didn't want to get my hopes up really. But now that he's actually in front of my face, I'm really happy, man. I'm impressed.
I think me and you actually had very similar experiences,
Yeah,
but I think the thing is that you're a bigger fan of Skeletor than I am.
yeah,
You know, we have like a difference in the way that we looked at our heroes and villains sort of thing. I admired He-Man growing up. You seemed to really like Skeletor growing up, and that kind of stayed the same for you.
yeah.
You like the bad guys, right?
That's true. That's true. I see what you're saying. But
So
yeah, the unboxing experience was, I guess, yeah, you could say the same because I had a difficult time getting that peg in, you know, from the body into the base. I mean, the hands, like I said, the magnets are not firm at all.
yeah, there's some flimsiness about the statue, and it's just a little bit concerning with when you don't hear that click when you put something in, like you were stating when you put in the head, you heard that snap, you heard that click, the
Yeah,
confirmation that you get that this thing is properly placed. Um, but like the hands itself, we didn't get that. And you know, basically for I know we can't include shipping, but for close to a $500 statue, yo, you're giving me like dizziness here.
my bad.
You know what? You can even just leave it. They got to see like how the statue looks and stuff like that. Give yourself a bit of a rest. Um, but the thing is, you know, for a $500 statue, basically, I was expecting better overall quality. I know that when it's displayed, it's going to be a totally different thing. I actually had um, some cousins that came over yesterday, and we were just doing some gaming, and they were just mesmerized by it. I didn't even tell them Skeletor was there. I didn't even tell them that he was added into the collection. It's kind of like their eyes were just drawn to it right away. So that made me feel really good in the sense that I didn't even have to tell them anything. And they're actually on the younger side. They're like around 18 and stuff. So they didn't grow up with Skeletor. They don't know who he is. But just right away, they were like, wow, that statue is amazing. So he definitely does call attention. But, seeing as how the peg gave me such a hard time to go in, and then the back foot that's closest to the Havoc staff was kind of just like left in limbo a little bit. It didn't sit flat on the base, like on the base. That kind of concerned me as well. But Chris, I think you're actually looking at like the overall um, final product, and I think you're very happy with that.
Dude, I can't stop looking at this thing, honestly. I'm really happy I ordered this. Funny story, when this actually went up for pre-order, they made like a teaser video, and I remember being at work, and I knew it was gonna come up any day now, you know, and I was at work, and I knew the day that video was gonna be coming out, and I just kept refreshing Facebook, refreshing to see if anybody made a post like, "Yo, Skeletor's up for pre-order." And when I saw the post, I just ran into the bathroom, and dude, I was so excited, man. Just I looked like a little kid, man, inside that bathroom. I was like, yeah. And now you fast forward a couple months later, pieces in hand, and I'm extremely happy. No letdowns for me. I mean, there's like we both discussed a couple nitpicks, but overall, man, I'm extremely happy just for the pure look of the statue. I think Sideshow really delivered.
Okay, sorry, you went into the bathroom and you had excitement, or like, wait, you pre-ordered it, you mean?
No. I waited till I got home to pre-order, but just looking at all the pictures from the actual pre-order page on Sideshow, I was super hyped.
Okay, so I think when I was doing my unboxing, I can't remember what I gave the statue for quality wise, like when I was unboxing. I think I said something like, being very strict, I give it like a 6 out of 10 for how I felt like the whole boxing and assembling and that sort of thing went.
Yeah.
But overall, once everything was fully assembled and I could sit back and I could look at the statue, I think I had given it a 9 out of 10. Was that my number?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think I gave it a 9 out of 10 overall, just on appearance. I don't think it's fair to like keep a statue at how I felt when I was unboxing. Man, if you're gonna be like eyeing it so much, then just put it back into view, man.
I'm like mesmerized by this thing. It looks really good. And this video is definitely not going to do it justice. It's definitely not going to. But
So we actually didn't do an unboxing on this statue only because Sideshow already did a professional unboxing. There's no point in doing that. So we're pretty much just reviewing it.
Yeah.
So I want you to take into consideration that Jawbreaker on top of the Havoc staff, and I want you to rate the statue in.
I'm gonna go with a 9.5 out of 10, bro. That the Jawbreaker, like I said, it's a very minimal thing to overlook, in my opinion. Like I said, we both have different tastes, but that's something that I could really look over. I mean, even when it first came out, I knew what I was getting. I loved the statue. That's why I ordered it. And I mean, getting it in hand, it does feel a little bit cheap, but it looks great. So I'll still give it a really high number.
Okay. So let's just say, for example, that pink Jawbreaker bubblegum thing does not bother you at all.
Yep.
Why a 9.5?
Well, I was giving it a 9.5 because of the Jawbreaker. Because if not, it would have been a 10.
Okay, so I don't know. Should we just put you as a 10 then?
Yeah.
Put you as a 10?
Yeah, you could go ahead and put me down as a 10.
Chris gives this a 10 out of 10. It's a masterpiece in his opinion. Anybody who has followed any of our videos, Chris is a huge Skeletor fan, so it's actually really nice to hear that he really appreciates the statue and that it lives up to everything that he says. We did a PCS Filmation unboxing of Skeletor. We did the life-size bus unboxing of Skeletor, and pretty much, Chris's whole room is just going to be Skeletor at one point. Like, people are going to have their man cave, and Chris is going to have his Snake Mountain cave. So,
Yep.
That's actually pretty nice to hear from like a huge fan that they're very happy with this. I'm just actually looking at the statue, and I'm just seeing like Hordak on that belt there. I think that's pretty cool. That they're kind of doing a teaser of Hordak there.
They kind of did the same thing with He-Man and Sorcerers too on his armor.
That's true.
It's nice that they put in that little touch, and it would be nice to see if Sideshow continues the line with these characters. That would be so dope.
Yeah. I really hope they do, man. They've been doing pretty good.
Yeah, man. I'm really hoping that they continue, man. I want to at least see Beast Man and Man at Arms. Those are the two guys that I'm dying for, man. I'm really hoping they do them. Like, for me, I know a lot of people on the forums and on Facebook, they want to see a trap draw, but for
Yeah.
me, I'll take Beast Man over trap draw any day. At least in this interpretation of the characters, because I feel like Beastman would look almost like, I don't know, like a grizzly werewolf or something. I feel like Sideshow would destroy. I feel like Sideshow would destroy Beastman, and it would come out looking like a freaking animal, and I would love it. And Man at Arms, I mean, he's just an awesome character in general. So those are the two guys I want to see.
So Evelyn is already available for pre-order.
Yeah.
Um, I would really like to see Tila. I know she's a female character. It's just that if they're doing Evelyn, I think that they should kind of either do like Tila or Sorceress to kind of, how you have like He-Man and Skeletor as, companions. I think
Right. And you know what? I'm sure that Tila is going to be the next one. I'm pretty sure it already got confirmed on the forums. So Tila's most likely going to be the next one in line. So that whole Skeletor, He-Man, and then it just makes sense to have Tila, Evelyn, and I'm pretty sure that's going to be next.
All right, Chris. I think we pretty much like hit up as much as we can on this statue. Is there any like closing comments you wanted to do since this is your boy Skeletor?
Just know that I'm really happy with this piece. There's a couple things that I feel like Sideshow could have done better. The magnets is a huge thing. That's huge, honestly, because a lot of collectors, they're older. They're probably gonna have kids. Omar has kids. Omar has 2 kids. He has pets, and he's not the only collector that has kids and pets. So, to have kids around the house, and, if you're not fortunate enough to have glass in front of your statues, your kids running around, that weak magnet might give way. And just something overall that could have been done better by Sideshow. And we could have done without the jawbreaker on top of the ram head, honestly speaking. But
That bothers me more than it bothers you.
Yeah, I know it really bothered you when I watched you unbox it. But me personally, I'm loving the way it looks, man. And I guess I don't know. I guess I appreciate pieces more, seeing them in person because I have my stuff boxed up all the time. So when I get to finally see a piece in person, it's just a fresh experience. It's almost like being reborn again every time I get to open something up. Sometimes I even, if I'm missing my statues, I'll unbox them just for the sake of it, take a couple pictures, and I'll be looking at those pictures for the whole week, So I'm really happy with this purchase. I don't regret it. I would recommend the statue if you're a Skeletor fan. Even if you're not, they're great looking pieces. For a 1/5 scale, they're not as big as 1/4, but they're not small either. Not at all.
Well, that's the thing actually that I liked about this statue is that I have my Skeletor on display and He-Man on display with the Filmation pieces.
Yeah.
And I feel that they seamlessly display very well around each other. It's not like, okay, all of a sudden you have this big quarter scale Skeletor statue, then you have a 1/5 scale Skeletor statue. I find that they fit very well with each other because the base helps compensate for the height difference sort of thing.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, it's 1/5 scale, but it's not a small piece. I know a lot of people, they were fussing, oh, I was gonna get it, but it's 1/5 scale, so forget that because the rest of my collection is quarter scale. But it's still huge. It's still a really big piece. It still has a lot of presence as well. That's one thing that this piece really does have. Like He-Man is a great looking statue, but I feel like Skeletor just has more attitude, more expression, and more presence. I mean, just in the sculpt, and the way he's got his hand, while he's smiling, he just looks really sinister, and you could tell that he's up to no good. And I'm really happy. So with that being said, I want to thank you guys for tuning in. I'm pretty sure that this is going to be our last video, before the new year starts. So, I just want to wish you guys a very happy new year. Be safe, be happy. If you're going to go out partying, make sure you have a designated driver. If you're going to be drinking, don't go drinking and driving. Be safe, use your head, have a good time, bring good vibes into the new year. Let us know what statues are coming in for your new year. Let us know your thoughts on Skeletor and He-Man. And thanks for watching, guys. Make sure to comment and subscribe.
Yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and Happy New Year. And yes, please like and subscribe so that in 2017 we can bring you much more reviews and unboxings and just upcoming statues that we want to discuss.
Absolutely. Peace, guys. Later.